Hey guys, how's it going? It's been about 2 months since I made a video. I'm still very active in the Salty Well Discord quite a bit, pretty much every day. Always a lot going on, always a lot of buying, all discussion of speculation, all that stuff like that. It's been a fun 2 months, even though I've not been online. But the reason why I stopped making videos is it hit me really hard 2 months ago. My dog passed away. Absolutely loved him, 8 years old. Small thing, had a neck pain for about had neck pain, took him to the vet multiple times. They're like, oh, it's just a muscle pain, whatever. Then I got an X-ray, no spinal damage whatsoever. So I was like, oh, okay, so he's gonna recover. Next week I took him to the vet. The vet put some pressure on his neck, and next thing you know, he passed out and died. So that was a big shock to me. Absolutely loved him. He was only 8 years old, so I thought I had another 8 years with him. So I went through a little minor depression right there. Still grieving over him, but I absolutely loved that dog. He loved his ball. He was a good catcher with it. He barked a lot. He's a little Pomeranian, little guy. So he always played his ball, loved him. He was with me for 8 years. So that was just a really, really hard time to go through with that. I don't have any kids myself. I'm 39. So he was pretty much a son to me. So still getting over that. Really cute little guy. Hate clothes. That's the last picture of him in the middle where I put an outfit on. And the picture on the right is just, I used to walk him around the lake quite a bit when I lived in California, Fremont. So he was a really cool dog. So that was depressing. Fortunately, though, like I've been dating this lovely woman, Kwan Rutai. She goes by Kate. It's easier to say in America. I met her last October. Absolutely love her, and I visited her last year in Thailand, and we hit it off. I met her in America, but she had to go back to Thailand for a few months. I went to visit her, so we got engaged March 27th, right when she got back. So it was like 2 weeks, week and a half after my dog died. Really sad. She came back. I took a 2 week vacation off. We got engaged. Very excited to get married in June. So really, really happy with her. So looking forward to our future and everything like that. So the picture on the left, got engaged in Seattle on a rooftop bar. It was fantastic. Top right picture, went to Thailand. Great, great time. Pictures in Bangkok right there. Bottom right hand corner pictures, my best friend's family, Brian, Nina, and his kids. And then we went to, did a local vacation when Kate got back after we got engaged. We just took 2 weeks off work and all that. So I've been focused on Kate when she got back, and then getting over my dog. So I've been talking flesh and blood every day. I've gotten over my depression now. I'm really excited about everything. Still hurts quite a bit losing my dog. I will never get over that. It's a big deal for me. I'm sure it is a lot of other people who love dogs. So if you love your pets, take care of them. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen. Even if you do your best for someone or anything in your life, things go wrong. So cherish what you have. But talking about other things I cherish too, I love my dog Floki. I love Kate, but I also love Flesh and Blood. And as you guys know, I absolutely love I love Monarch quite a bit. Even though I don't play the heroes in Monarch, so I never played them. I played Katsu and Kano, Durante. Those are my three main heroes I played back in the day. I think the reason why I love Monarch so much is that's when the shop started opening again, and I started playing Armories weekly quite a bit. Doing that a little bit before that with Kano and Blitz, but I started playing Classic Constructed again once Monarch came out. I participated in Road to Nationals. I got top four several times. I was second place my first Road to Nationals. So I was playing the game quite a bit in the Monarch Tales area, Tales of Aria, and when Everfest released. I was playing 2, 3 times a week in Armories and all that stuff, playing in Callings. So I have a lot of good memories with Monarch. Even though I don't play the heroes, it just makes me feel good. I also like the light shadow theme. Love this set. So right here is we have Dusk Till Dawn. We got more information. Last week was the Baltimore event. I couldn't make it. Me taking vacation, my dog dying, all that. I got a little bit behind on work, so I'm trying to play catch up on work right now. So I couldn't make Baltimore. I'm going to try to make the Pro Tour this year, but I heard the Pro Tour was absolutely amazing. And then we got to learn more about Prism, and we didn't learn about Chain, but we learned about the alternate hero. So Prism looks badass. She got wings right there. Who knows what's going to happen with that? I'm not going to talk too much about gameplay mechanics, but it looks like she's going to be summoning stuff like dragons, but, angels instead, based on the art we saw from the Invoke Soraya and then the new hero that we got. So, Prism looks badass. I'm not going to say too much about that. And then we got this new hero, blinded ball lady with spikes in her body. So she looks like a masochist, whatever. But she's Shadow Runeblade, and I've seen another picture somewhere else where she's summoning a demon. Looks pretty cool. They mentioned somewhere about Chain being her teacher or something like that. I'm not sure. But let's look at this. We got the new Balana, Archangel of War, Light Ally. So that means you could use it in pretty much any light hero, I guess. Doesn't tell you how you pull them out, but you know, it does 4/4 right there. It says when it attacks, you may banish a card from your soul. If you do, put +1 counter on each angel control. So it gives them +1 counters. Doesn't necessarily tell you how to go again with this card, but I'm assuming you can give go again to these angels somehow. And because if you want to give +1, you want to have a board state. So it says more 1 angel. So hopefully you're able to get up more angels, pump it up. I'm not sure how well this would work in a warrior class like Bolton, but it's supposed to like Summit. So it'd be interesting to see how the ally system starts playing into other heroes besides, you know, Illusionist, and see how they start building up board states. I'm assuming the Shadow Runeblade is going to build up more board state too. Monarch was the first set to introduce allies. And so I don't know if she's going to be able to summon Chains thing right there, because it says that Chains her teacher, so I don't know if she'll be able to use Chain specializations or not. It'll be interesting to see how that works. But one thing that's interesting is Dimensional was used quite a bit. So Vincent brings a new interpretation of Forbidden Arts. Her ability manifests Dark Arcana by rune gating through the Dark Dimensional Rift. So there's a few cards in Monarch Dimensional Rift. I bought a few of them for fun that said Dimensional on it. So I bought the first edition, some rainbow foils and first edition cards, because I was like, all right, well, they're specifically saying Dimensional Rift. Maybe that's kind of like highlighting maybe her gameplay mechanic, where she might be very defensive, and she might want to be like OTK type thing, or like a really massive monsters on the table versus the angels are 4/4s. She might want to get really big ones and do like an OTK type thing. So I don't know which cards to buy for her, but if you look at some things that maybe do OTK builds, build up Rune Chance, whatever, and come in for a big tack at the end, who knows. But there's 2 cards of Dimensional Rift mentioning type things in Monarch, so I might want to pick up some of those. Who knows? Not investment advice, just saying that might influence how she might do her stuff. So I have a few other things open right now. Let's not go to Monarch. Let's go to the Legendaries. So I kind of watched this screen right here, just to see how the Legendary's doing. Right now, by default, it shows unlimited for all these things right here. So I just have some Fables, Legendaries, and all that stuff. This is Welcome the Wrath, Arcane Rising, Tales, and Monarch. Just easy to click here, just how I view the market real quick, to see how things go. Dynamos are 150, 200 range, picking up quite a bit. Just a disclaimer, guys. I own quite a bit of everything, not just Monarch. I have Welcome the Wrath, Arcane Rising, Crucible War, Tales, Everfest, whatever. I have a lot of everything. So I'm not picking any particular card to pump it right now. I'm just giving my opinion on the market and where it could go, up or down. So Valiant Dynamo, 150 range. Just pop on this page real quick. So it's still moving quite a bit, but not too much, right? So it's like 150s. It's got up to 200 for a little bit, and then it's creeping back down. And not too many cold foils in the market. The cold foil lowest is 349. Yeah. So, anyways, this card right here, it's twofold, right? So there's 2 things going on. So you got the rainbow foil moving up, cold foil moving up with all these cards, right? Some of them are dropping down. So, and I'll give you my opinion on where I think the market could go and what could go down, what could go up, all that. Is we have Doomsday. It's probably another page. It's probably on the second page. You got Doomsday right here, and then you got Eclipse right here. Those cards, who knows if they're going to be useful, right? We're not getting another chain right now. So if you feel like buying Eclipse for fun, it's $30 unlimited. It's probably like 70 first edition. I'm not going to look it up right now. Same thing with Doomsday. You might want to pick those up, get a copy in case they're useful. It's very cheap. This is not investment advice. It's just for, you know, you buying it to have it in case you like Levia. Maybe Shadow Brute gets good, right? What I noticed, though, is a lot of the cards from Monarch are holding value and Tales are holding value. whereas Welcome to Wrath and Arcane Rising is kind of dropping to an extent. What I mean by that is New Horizon, which is kind of like my baseline card, is 212 for unlimited. And let's see what the first edition is. 229. So both of these have very, very similar prices. So you might as well just buy the cold foil at these prices, right? 229, 240, 250, whatever. It's 250, 239. It's very similar. So in my mind, I look at New Horizon as an example of a very popular card for Lexi and a set that is a higher print run than Monarch, right? So if I see that at 229, then I see the cards in Monarch. I'm looking at like what could happen if it gets popular. Go back. So I'm looking at some cards to go popular. Now you got the Husk right there, Spellbound Creeper. You got the Phantasmal Footsteps. All very popular cards. So the thing going for Tails versus Monarch at the moment is I think Tails Spellbound Creepers will hold value, potentially better. I'm not sure long run, maybe not long run, but at least short term run, right? I think the Spellbound Creepers will maintain the $200, $300 price range for RF and CF for the next 6 months. But it really depends right now, speculation wise, is if there's a new Ruin Blade boots that are better than Spellbound Creepers. Those cards could go to 0, right? Who knows? But the reason why I'm saying that is there's going to be pressure on the Rainbow Foils from Monarch now. Because I don't know how much product's being open right now in Monarch. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But there'll probably be demand for Monarch because, one, you got Dusk Till Dawn, right? So it's coming out. And I'm assuming that Elsa has built the set around Monarch to encourage people to open product and use the cards from Monarch, right? It's a large print run. Monarch's the main story right now, right? So I'm assuming that Monarch cards are going to be very useful for a set. I don't know which ones, but my gut says that if LSS is making an expansion themed around Monarch, those cards are going to be useful with Dusk Till Dawn. And I'm assuming it's going to affect the meta, right? So with that in mind, it's Carrying Husk is 200 right now, Dynamite's 150, Footsteps 220, and then Vestige Souls 75. Nobody knows if Vestige Souls is going to be useful or not, right? A lot of cards are pretty much like, hey, these are badass cards, very good. Vestige Souls is like, okay, it's a unique mechanic. Can I use it? Maybe not. So with that in mind is I think the cold foils will probably hold up pretty well with Monarch First Edition. I don't know who's opening boxes right now. Prices are growing up. Might encourage opening, but at the same time too is like, I think the singles are pretty healthy for Monarch First Edition because a lot of people didn't necessarily open it first, my assumption, because the prices were so high on the boxes. I opened 200 boxes when I got it. I went crazy. I enjoyed it. Maybe even opened more than that. I love the set. But what I'm noticing though is, kind of rambling a little bit, is the Monarch and Tails Legendaries are holding up pretty well. And I think they'll hold up pretty well for quite a long time because I think they're going to be useful in the set. Now, this summer, LSS announced that Monarch Unlimited will be the draft set. So right now we have Outsiders, the draft set, then you have Monarch, and then there's going to be another draft set, my understanding, coming out this fall, right? So Monarch Unlimited will be the draft set for 4 months, which means there'll be a lot of boxes open because people are going to be practicing for armories, the pre-release events, and I think that's the things going to be used for the nationals events is Monarch. So there's going to be a lot of product open in Monarch Unlimited. That will put downward pressure on the Rainbow Foil Legendaries. But at the same time too is if these are very useful and pretty much required for the decks, I think the cards will still maintain their value. Maybe it'll drop $30, $40, 150 range, the 200, 250 range. Who knows? But Tails though is I don't know anyone who's going to be opening up Tails right now. Because I think Oldhim's about to go to Living Legend. Briar is going to go to Living Legend. I think, not hopefully, but they're all in their like 900s, I think. And then Lexi's kicking ass right now, right? I don't know if she's winning events, but she's bound to. She's really like crazy right now. So you have the potential of 3 heroes from Tails going to Living Legend. Icelander's going to go to Living Legend, I think, this year too. My understanding. I don't have the board in front of me. But if all those heroes go Living Legend, the ice cards, earth, and lightning are not going to be useful, right? So who's going to... I mean, you have some expensive cards in there. So you got Spellbound Creepers, you have the Corsham, and you have New Horizon. Those are your 3 main hits in that set. You also have the alternate art, Channel Like Frigid, and you got Channel Like Frigid. But if ice is not being used right now, this channel like Fridge is gonna be maintain its value. It's a cool card, but you gotta consider that. So my assumption is that Spellbound Creepers and New Horizon are gonna be pretty safe buys for the time being. Again, Spellbound Creepers, maybe someone might reprint it. But since Monarch Unlimited is being drafted this summer, we have another draft coming this fall. My guess, nothing backing it up, except that James wanted to have a more rotating draft going on. So he said that at the Baltimore during the Q&A. My assumption is we're going to get Tails draft next year sometime. So I think Q1 next year, maybe Q2, is we'll have a Tails draft. And if you look at the art, I think it's on this page. Let me see if it has the artwork on it. On the stained glass, you have the pictures of the... Yeah, you get the stained glass right here. You get the picture of Oldham on there and Lexi, right? So you got them on there. So my assumption, Tails is going to have something come up, again. So it's not the last time seen Tails, as it's not the last time seen Monarch. All these stories are being intertwined together, from my understanding. So I think the cards for Tails will be lower, or not lower. A lot of the cards will drop in price in Tails, which won't encourage opening. Boxes aren't necessarily cheap. So I think the Spellbound Creepers and New Horizon will hold value for that reason for at least 6 months until the heroes are needed again. Now this fall though, an alternative is the fall set. Maybe it's a draft set for fall, and maybe not waiting until supplement. Maybe this fall is a elemental set, right? Who knows? So going on a little tangent right there, just talking why I think things might be valuable or not. Now, Spellbound Creepers, I think it's gonna maintain really well. But if you look at Welcome to Wrath cards right now, they're kind of lower, and the print runs came out a month ago, so I forget when. A lot's been going on in my life. So Welcome to Wrath cards, legendaries are holding about 50, right? They're not necessarily in demand right now either. Brave Force Bracers are good, but you also have Gallantry Gold, which is used more in Bolton, right? And I'm not sure about Kasai and all that. But you have two different glove variants that are kind of useful, right? And then Welcome to Wrath was a 250,000 print run, I think, off the top of my head. Whereas maybe it's a little less than that, 230, 220, whatever, it's 200s, right? Whereas Arcane Rising is like 180. So you have the Arknight Grasp at 120, and you have the Skullbone Crosswrap drop down to 95, right? So those cards are, I think Grasp or Arknight, I think could probably hit 150 easily, especially if it's required in Runeblade. Those Runeblade cards could be hot. Everybody likes Runeblade to get Shadow Runeblade back. Cards that I do think should be potentially spec'd on though, why they're cheaper, is Crown of Seeds, Shock Charmers, Ramparts of the Ram's Head. Those are probably going to be cheap for a while, but it's worth picking those up before they go in value. If you look at Spellbound Creepers and you look at New Horizon, the prices it could get to, these cards are 73, 60, 79. If those heroes come out and are very popular in the future, those could easily double in price to 150, 200, right? So just things that could go on in the future. Great Library Solana. I have no idea where it's going to be priced at. Maybe it goes back down to 200, 250, 300. I know it's going to maintain value, but it's a cool card. A lot of the Fables are going up in value, right, across the board. But that card, I think, really depends on, is it going to be useful at all, or just for looks and that's a cool Fable. I think James White said that they don't have any immediate plans to reprint Fables in non-foil for the near future. So I think Fables might be a safe buy. If they're not planning on non-foil prints and they're not redoing rainbow foils, who knows if they are or not, right? But they're not. I think the rainbow foil and cold foil lead Fables are good buys because they're probably not going to reprint them foil. They could, but my guess is that they won't. So those might be good cards to pick up with that reason, because if people want Fables and they're not going to have another reprint, if at all, it might be good to pick them up now before they go up in price. One last piece of news that happened this week was Drone of Brutality came back. Thought that was pretty cool because Drone of Brutality was the first card banned by LSLS because it doesn't actually go to the graveyard. It goes back to the bottom of your deck. Whatever the reason is, it's back now. Islander, Oldhim are out of Blitz, so they made it legal in Blitz. Is this card going to be useful? I don't know. But it's probably one of the lowest printed rare cards in all sets because it was in the first print run of the Belgian print run of Unlimited. Then it was taken out of Welcome to Unlimited afterwards because they banned it. And so you have Alpha, you have Unlimited, and I think the Reiner deck. Those are the ways to get this card. It's a few dollar card. So if people are upset they didn't pay 50 cents or 10 cents for it, now you can pay $3 or $4. It's not going to break your bank if you add into it. I don't even know if it's good in Blitz. But I picked up a few the other day. I had fun with it. Everybody had fun. It's like, all right, cool. This card's now useful, right? Back to my other discussion is some cards are banned or not useful now. They'll be useful in the future. So this could happen anytime. When LSS does a ban or restricted announcements, Skeletor right now, it's not useful. When that comes in demand, look at Drone Brutality. Skeletor will probably get bought up like crazy when it comes back in. So there's some sleepers out there you need to pick up. Monarch, Majestics still might be good pickups. Celestial Cataclysm, the Rainbow Foil went crazy. I didn't buy any of these, unfortunately. I bought some of the non-foils because I thought that'd be useful. But Rainbow Foil, $48, $80, $90, $100, $200. Holy shit, this card's, pretty badass. It's like, the second E-Strike, essentially, right? It's a cool looking card, good playing card. So that card's up right now. And Dimensional card, yeah. I bought several of these ones because I'm like, all right, it's got the same word on it as the new hero. So I'm like, all right, maybe it'll be useful. And is it going to be good or not? Who knows? But it was like a cheap-ass card. So this card might be picking up. I didn't buy any unlimited ones, but someone else bought those, and they went up to like 20. Now you can buy one for 5. So you might want to pick up some dimensionals. Maybe not. Maybe. Whatever. You got that card. Majestic right there. Herald. I don't know if this fits the new Light Prism playstyle, right? I don't know if she just wants to summon stuff or not. But nonetheless, though, this is a 2-cost card for 5. Dominate. And I forget what it does. It goes in your soul, and you get to draw 2 cards. So if you have a way to give yourself go again, or if you have instants that you can play as Prism, Herald's going to be a good card. It's generally just a good card to dominate and all that stuff too. So I don't know the new goal of her playstyle, but pick that one up. Soul Shield, block for 6, fantastic card. Not too many of these Majestics are worth that much right now. Let's go ahead and filter these out. The Unlimited is not going to be worth that much right now, so I wouldn't necessarily pick those up. But you had the whole snobby, you could be the Unlimited guy and just buy those, or you could buy the first edition ones and lower print runs, which have probably better long-term value on it. I forgot. Oh yeah, so one thing too is right now it's view as, it's like a grid. If you click on the 3 arrow things, you can change it to different editions right here. So I got that. Let me go ahead and just go to first edition normal. And I bought a few of these dimensionals, right? So those are higher value. Those are retrace quite a bit. But you have unlimited too, so don't worry about the price. Unless somebody else bought those. Yeah, 50 cents. But I can see those being useful, potentially, based on the keyword matching the name, so who knows. But, it's going to be really hard to know what the new heroes do. But I would look at these cards, and you might be able to find something that looks useful. Shadow Puppetry looks like a really good card, right? It gives yourself go again, +1. So good stuff. So I'm taking a break from buying. I'm getting married in June. So it'll be interesting to see, I'm going to watch the market passively right now. I'll be selling some cards too, combination stuff. And I'm looking forward to the new set coming out. I'm getting married in June, so really looking forward to that. But what I think might be a good opportunity right now is Block 2. So Monarch's going to be a trilogy. So it shows LSS has a lot of interest in making, this cards relevant again. So Monarch has had a big lull for, a while. Chain and Prism were out. So same thing's probably going to happen with Tails right now. So I am assuming Tails will get some usefulness again in the future. I know we're going to visit other regions, but I think LSS is taking a, approach of making sure Block 2 is useful. One, they probably planned it out, but two is if the print runs were too big for the player base, and the sets become, not useful, you want to make those cards useful again because you still want to make sure it's not dead product, right? So my assumption is we're going to get some Tails support next year, if not sooner. We might even get some in Dusk Till Dawn, right? Who knows? We'll get some stuff right there too. But I think Tails is going to be kind of a dead set for a little bit until we get new elemental heroes coming out that support those cards. So guys, a little bit of a ramble. I haven't talked for a while, but there's a lot to say. I think the Monarch cards are going to hold up value pretty well, but be cautious that the prices may retrace a little bit with Monarch Unlimited being dropped this summer. Even with more being open, though, I think those cards are going to be relevant with the new set. So, look out for good deals. The prices may drop. We got summer coming. Don't know what's going to happen with that. But keep in mind, though, is I'm assuming that LSS would make those cards useful for Monarch if they're making an expansion for it. And if we're going to be drafting the cards this summer, like why would LSS have us draft Monarch Unlimited, have those cards open if they're not going to be relevant in the current meta? So my assumption is Monarch cards will be relevant. It's all assumption. We'll see what happens. Set doesn't come out for another 2 months now. It's May 7th right now. Set comes out in July. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to get some lessons this week, hopefully. Try to get caught up at the meta and pick up Katsu again. I want to start playing. I want to play Nats this year. I haven't played in a calling for a year, so I want to do a calling this year. I'm not going to play in Nats itself, I don't think, because I'm not going to be qualified for it. I was qualified a year or two ago. I forget when I played. But I definitely want to play in the calling again this year. So I would like to have a calling out in Seattle. That'd be convenient. But if I'm going to play at a calling, maybe I'll play one at Nats, because that'd be a fun event to go to. All right, guys. Keep an eye on Tails. Keep an eye on Monarch. Maybe even Everfest. Those are 3 sets I think I'm watching right now. If Unlimited dries up, I think those cards will go up in value quite a bit. I don't know what's going on with the box situation in Canada, but supply keeps getting lower. It'll eventually run out. And when things run out, I expect a big uptick across the board. Last tidbit, since you're this long in the video, is Tectonic Plating sold for $2,000 yesterday. Welcome to Wrath Legendaries and Arcane Legendaries are picking up the $2,000 range for Raw, right? So I wouldn't sleep on those Legendaries. If you're trying to get one now, I'd get it. Because box prices for Welcome to Wrath Alpha and Arcane Rising have gone up. Staryu's going up. The singles are lagging behind, but prices are going up, and people are going to realize you can't wait forever to get the cards you want. Don't pay arm and leg, but if you want that cold foil from ritual sets, I'll get those now sooner than later. But, markets dip. You got summer coming up. You got Christmas. Maybe you want to wait for good times to buy it. But at certain points, the cards just don't go back down. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Join our Discord. I'm in there every day. And I'll talk to you guys soon.